Hello everyone, welcome to the French desk. So I'm back today and let's continue with the further parts of the chapter. Before we begin with the next part of the chapter, let me quickly tell you about this particular table which I made for you all to quickly revise the nouns which we studied in the previous video. You can find the link for this PDF in the description box of the previous video, and also I'll copy paste the link in today's video's description box as well. So quickly, let's revise these nouns. A tableau means a blackboard. Une institutrice means a teacher. Here, as we can see, une is written, which indicates that we're talking about a female teacher. Les gens means people. Un pupitre, a desk. Des cahiers, copies or notebooks. Une trousse, a case or a pencil box. Des étudiants, students. Une porte is a door. Moving on. Des fenêtres, windows. Un élève, a student. Un stylo, a pen. Des règles, rulers or scales. A crayon, a pencil. A cartable is a backpack. Next we have a papillon is the French word for butterfly. Une pomme, an apple. Des fleurs, flowers. Un nez, a nose. Un oiseau, a bird. A gâteau, a cake. And the last one is une gomme, which means a rubber or an eraser. Okay, I hope now you've understood the meanings of all these nouns and you can easily identify them when they come in your question paper. Now let's start with les articles indéfinis, which means indefinite article as we have studied in English. Article indéfini is the French form of a, an, or the, right? The indefinite articles are used to talk about unspecified objects or objects in general. For example, if I say, I have a pen. So now we will learn how to say this thing in French with the usage of les articles indéfinis, which is a very important part in our grammar. Okay? You and a, as we have already seen in the previous table or the previous video where we used a, un, they. Now I'll quickly elaborate on the same. A stands for a or an, masculine singular. Un stands for a or an when you want to talk about a feminine singular noun. And des, they, stands for some, that is some unspecified quantity, or when you want to talk about plural nouns, masculine or feminine plural. So for example, if I want to talk about a girl, since we know girl is a feminine noun and the word is fille, and we know this is a singular feminine noun, so it will be correct to use yun. This becomes a girl, yun fi. Similarly, a boy would become a garçon. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now, if you want to identify the gender of a noun, you can simply identify it using a yun. Okay, for example, yun porth, which means a door. Now it will be easy for you to understand this. Yun means feminine singular, so porth is a feminine noun. Another example can be a cartable. We can see a written here, which means it is masculine and singular. So now we know cartable is a masculine noun. So this way we can identify the gender of the noun, which is very important in French. Now let's study about singular and plural. It is well known that in English, we have some rules when we convert singular nouns into plural ones. So the same is the case in French. It is a general rule that adding an S to a noun makes it plural. So mostly in French, this is followed as the same in English. As here we can see, un papillon becomes des papillons. Now, why did we change un to they? Because just now we have studied that they is the article and indefinite, which we use for both feminine and masculine nouns when we want to talk about plural. So this becomes they irrespective of the gender. But when we look at the singular, we can very well identify that papillon is a masculine noun. So a papillon becomes des papillons with an additional s over here. Une pomme is an apple, which would become des, des, and pommes, des pommes in plural. A crayon is a pencil, so this would become des with an additional s, crayon, des crayons. Une règle is a scale or a ruler, which would become des règles with an additional s. Attention, let's read this statement. In French, all the nouns are either masculine or feminine. Okay, we all know this, right? That in French, it is very important for us to keep an eye on the gender of the noun. Les noms pluriels. Here are some general rules to convert singular nouns into plural ones. So quickly, let's read them, and I would mark this as important for all your questions. So keep these in mind. In general, we add an S to make a noun plural. A cahier would become des cahiers. Une fleur would become des fleurs. This is simple. The second one, nouns ending with S, X, and Z. S, X, and Z do not change. So on-ness would become simply they-ness. We do not add an extra S over here. It simply becomes they-ness, but it is important that we change a to the. Nouns ending with EU, AU, and EAU and with an X in plural. So you simply add an X at the end when you want to convert a gato or a nuazo to plural forms, which would become de gato with an additional X, de zuazo with an additional X. This means birds. What's wrong with the stylus today? This means birds, and this means cakes. Some cakes, some birds in plural. Nose, nes is nose, fleur is flowers, and cahier you already know, notebooks. Let's read this dialogue now. I hope this is clear. If you have any doubt, you can rewind the video and watch it again, or you can ask your doubts in the comment section. Gabriel, salut, j'aime cette gomme. Gabriel says, hello, j'aime cette gomme. I like this rubber or eraser. Peter replies, salut Gabriel, cette gomme est superbe. J'ai aussi une règle, un cartable et des crayons. Salut Gabriel, hello Gabriel. This eraser is superb. I also have a scale, a bag, and some pencils. Okay. I hope after uh, reading that table and the meanings, you are able to very well understand what's written in the dialogue. Gabriel, say excellent, Peter. This is excellent, Peter. Peter says, merci, Gabriel. Thank you, Gabriel. So that's all about singular, plural, and article and defini, which is a very important part of your syllabus in class 6. So review this video again if you have any doubts. And we are just left with adjectives in this chapter. We'll quickly cover that in the next video, and we'll do the exercises of this book. After that, I'll give you a combined test for chapter 3 and 4 lesson 3 and we can practice all the grammar we've studied. Okay? Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with the third part of this chapter very soon.